Hey, hey everybody. What a way to start. Hey, this is my first cigarette of the day. I haven't had one all day. Look at that. I immediately lit it up at 7 o'clock. I think that's doing pretty good. Every time I read a book that's like how to quit smoking, it's like, so we know we all smoke 22 cigarettes a day, and I don't do that. Okay, today we're drinking hot buttered rum. I've never had this before, but I found this recipe. So one year, this is my lungs. Just kidding. My lung juice. This is butter, a lot of butter, um, brown sugar, cinnamon, allspice, and a little vanilla. We got some rum, spiced rum, and a loud car, and some hot water, and we mix them all together. Okay, let's try 2-ounce pour of rum, whatever that is. I didn't bring my jigger out here. That. A little bit of that. A little bit of this. This tastes really good. I could put this on ice cream. Okay, mix it up. This might be terrible. I think it'll be fine. And this is the steam. Oh, shit. Right in here. Shit. Should do it with the lid on. Mix it up. How's everybody doing? Hey, Johnny. Yeah, get your drink. Get you a drink. Get settled. So this, if it's your first time for this show, I just have a drink and I chat. We all have a drink. It's very chill. Friday at 7. If you have gripes, complaints, you just want to talk, I'm here. All right, let's try it. This is really good. Woo! Oh my God, it's really good. Ooh, I'm all warm because I'm sitting outside in my murder factory. Let me know if you see somebody sneaking up behind me with a knife. We do have a gate that the neighbors never lock. They never lock the gate and they never pick up their dog shit. And I asked them to please, pretty please do both. And there's dog shit all back there. And I'm thinking about picking it up and putting it on the front doorstep and saying, if you don't pick it up, I will. And I'm going to put it on your doorstep so you know how much shit I have to navigate like they're bombs. Like I'm in some war, landmines. Hi, Amber. Hi, Dario. Thanksgiving was really good. I spent it with like 5 people. We all got COVID tested, all came back negative. And we just made a shitload of food. Ed cooked, Julie cooked, Henry cooked. Hey, count backwards. So is it bad if I leave dog shit on my neighbor's porch? I mean, they're not picking it up, and they don't realize. It blows my mind how many people don't realize like what's going on around them. You know, they're the kind of people that'll like walk through Times Square and just stop and look without knowing like someone's behind you or other things going on, or like the subway doors open and they'll just kind of stand there and not realize like other people have to get on and off, and they look at you like you're being an asshole and you say, excuse me, please. From karma alone, if you light the bag on fire, what's that called, where you like ding dong and then light their bag of poo poo on fire in front of their house? I should do that. Y'all gotta try this hot buttered rum. It's pretty easy. It's really just, I'm drinking a cup of butter. There's a lot of butter in this. I don't have a problem with that. It's the, 'tis the season to gain a few pounds. How was the last day of work? Oh yeah, so California has like 3 weeks, no dine-in restaurants. And another thing of people not realizing what's going on, like every time I would serve somebody, I'd be like, you guys are my last day, last table. And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, no more restaurants. And they're like, what? Like people living in California had no idea. The rum would burn nice. I do have a lighter here. Maybe I could light it on fire. Dario, the rum. But yeah, a lot of people had no idea that restaurants were closing. Like, what? And that's, I mean, they're not closing. People will always work. During the pandemic, when it first shut down, like, there's a lot of people who've never gotten off. They've never quarantined. They still go into work. I mean, they make food, they make coffee, they drive the buses. Like, that's what really gets the city running. And they can't. They can't take off. They're essential workers. I don't think a lot of people realize that. And they're just like, why are we going out? We should quarantine. Like, you order Postmates every day. Who do you think makes your enchiladas? Do you think they just magically appear? Someone's making them. They have to get on the bus and go to work and make these enchiladas for you. Again, people not understanding what's going on around them. That rum would burn. Oh, you already said it. But I don't want to complain. I've been doing this thing where I'm like trying to, what do you call it? We braid my hair when it's wet, so it has more curl, but it just looks like I haven't showered. You know? Do you think artists are working harder than ever or working less than ever in the current times? Well, count backwards. I think some people are. I mean, I'm trying to like keep my day filled with activities. I don't like to stay stagnant. I think that's when sickness really hits. It hits your brain. But maybe some people, I imagine if you're like a writer and you have writer's block, that's got to be really hard right now. So I think it depends on the person. It's getting harder on my clients. Most of my businesses are gyms and mom and pop shops. A lot of gyms are fighting. Good. I don't know. People should have some kind of exercise. I really think that sunlight, exercise, happiness. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I don't even play one on TV. I know nothing. I'm a dum-dum. But eating well, laughter, sunlight, exercise, talking to people, maintaining human connection. Because again, humans by ourselves, we're very weak. Like a lion could come and get us. But we excelled because we got together, we made a fire, we told stories, we farmed, we found water together. And now we're all standing 6 feet apart, no touching, no hugging. We're really just like lambs to the slaughter right now. But it's a disease. What are we going to do? Gyms seem to be cleaner than Targets these days. Yeah, that's another thing that just doesn't have any rules to it, is just big business. Big business is doing better than ever. Like if you're investing in Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, their stocks are going through the roof. Through the roof. My Microsoft stock is great. I was talking to a guy in real estate and I said, how is business? Because everybody's moving, you know? And he's like, it's better than ever. What happens is these mom and pop shops close. Amazon comes in and buys it for cheap. They buy the property, and there's more just like Amazon lockers, places to hide things, or not hide, store things. I make a list of what I need to do every day off. Sometimes I even get, wow, that's a really good idea. Fucking Bezos. Daria, that's a really good idea, is to like get up, make a list, or at least like a mental checklist of like, what do I want to accomplish? What are some things I have to do? There's always people walking. And then kind of figure out what to do. Or else, like this morning, honestly, I laid in bed all day. The day after Thanksgiving. I was pretty hungover, of course, you know. And yeah, I sat in bed. I just laid in bed. I listened to spooky stories all day. It's really wonderful laying in bed, but I can't, you know, it's wonderful when I miss it, when I get out, when I do things. But another reason why I like staying busy, even something like this, even though it's very casual, I got out. I got up and I did things. You know, these little projects I have, maybe they don't have a lot of traction, but I'm at least getting out of bed and having a good time. What's up, Skank? I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Hey, thanks, Thundertuck. I did have a great Thanksgiving. Ed Larson made a duck. It was so juicy. I love duck. I love game. That to me is what Thanksgiving is. I like it better than turkey. because my family is hunters. So we would have fresh meat every Thanksgiving. Wild boar. The turkey was always shot by the men in my family. Some women hunted, but um, everything was fresh and gamey and real. That was good. I live in South Carolina. No one gives a shit down here. No one wears a mask. Everyone is in everyone's face. It's crazy. Oh, venison's the best. Oh my god, I love venison. The slap and sniff. So how are the cases? Are they a lot of cases where you live in South Carolina? Like, how's the ICU unit doing? Because my brother lives in Arizona, and that's pretty open. Like, they don't have any stay-at-home orders. His restaurants, I mean, people follow the rules. When I went there was masks being worn. Everything was very clean, but they're making more money than ever. I think people are just, they see Sedona as like an escape. So they go there and they worship the mountains, and then they go get a steak at one of these fine eateries. But a friend of mine was like, oh, their COVID cases are crazy. All the ICU units are full. And I was like, he said nothing about that. But maybe my brother's just living in a bubble. We average around 1,700 a day of cases. New case. Holy shit. That's all of South Carolina. This is like a zombie apocalypse. That's what this is. We all talk about the zombie apocalypse, and now we're absolutely living through it. Oh my God. What are we going to do? What is happening? Sometimes you have to laugh. What is even We're all just doing Zoom meetings. Can't hug our grandparents. 1,700 people a day. ICU units are full. Staying at home. I don't know if I have a job. Like 3 weeks. Treos is doing really well, and I like working there. And they're a good company. But, I mean, any business closing for 3 weeks, just to do to-go orders, but is that enough? Is that enough to, like, keep the lights on? I don't know. I haven't crunched the numbers. I keep hearing noises back there. My cousin died from it within a week of getting it. Slap and sniff, your cousin died from corona? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. How did they get it? Were they just at the grocery store, or were they like having an orgy? Condolences. Man. Yeah, people get it in weird ways. I mean, sometimes they'll just order Postmates and then, boom, they get it. And then sometimes they'll just you'll meet some people that are like, yeah, I still go to the gym. I'm fine. And they don't get it. Man. And it's like, I hear your veins tighten up or some crazy bullshit. Like you have cardiovascular symptoms for the rest of your life and your lungs hurt forever. She was 61. She got one from rehab at a nursing home. Oh, slap and stuff. So she was going through rehab, needing help, like from drug and alcohol maybe. And then they had her in a nursing home. Damn. Well, let's get a drink. I'm sorry, man. My mom said that there was this guy in Mississippi. She lives in Mississippi. And he was like, I'm not wearing a mask. Mask is that's women. Women stuff. Which I don't know why that's women stuff. Like, why do you assume women should be muzzled? Like, that's so weird. And then he went to some feeding store and contracted it and then died within a week. Man, I'm sorry, slap and sniff. 1,700 people a day in South Carolina. I mean, Southerners don't like being told what to do, but this is definitely, it's a hard time. I don't like being told what to do. There's sirens going on. I live in Hollywood. There's just sirens everywhere. I don't like being told what to do. Here's my thing about it. Like, real or not, or it is real, but I don't want to give it to other people. I think I'm healthy. I think I would be fine. But if it's like I'm a carrier, I don't want to be selfish enough to like walk around, cough, and give it to somebody, and like I'm killing people. I don't like that. I'll deal with it on my own terms. I don't want to like give it, you know? That's what's so strange about this disease is it really shows your level of empathy. I heard a nurse say that a lot of final words of patients was, I can't die from COVID because it ain't real. Really? That's their dying words? I can't die from COVID because it ain't real? That's crazy. And how are they dying just from they can't breathe or just general complications? Mm. I mean, nurses and doctors, what they're going through is absolute hell. I can't imagine working in the medical field right now. That's what she said. Damn. My fear is giving it to others. Yeah, that's my fear. Somebody told me about a party, about this like underground sort of maskless indoors party. And I'm usually the type to be like, let's rock and roll, you know, fuck authority, let's do it. But I'm like, a lot of my friends are immunocompromised. I don't want to like kill my friend or even a stranger. So maybe I'll take a second and not do that. But a friend of mine's going. I'm going to ask him how it is. Pneumonia? So like it's being cold? I hear a helicopter. Let's check the Citizen app. Let's see what's going on. Person injured and assaulted. Oh. Western and Romaine. So it's like there. So it's like, yeah, about a mile away. Okay, wonderful. Person injured in an assault. So I guess there was an assault. Person was robbed about 2 miles ago. A man with a knife. Look at that. Lots of people with knives. Lots of machete action going on in Hollywood. Surprising amount of machete action. I remember years ago, it sounds like Lebanon. Can you hear the helicopters in here? One of my most terrifying moments, it was because I live like a 20-minute walk from Gower Gulch, and Gower Gulch was like hit with a lot of riots. A lot of people just took a rock, busted the window, took whatever they wanted. And 20-minute walk. So I'm sitting and you can hear glass breaking and like people screaming and commotion. And I go out back, I open the door and I see helicopters just rising. It looked like something out of a war movie. And I should have filmed it because I feel like I can't accurately describe. It's like you can hear like an opera when you know the opera where like their voices are very close in pitch and it just sounds very haunting? It sounded like rising up. And I went inside. I slept with my clothes on. I slept with my shoes on. I had a go bag by me. Let's check Citizen. Hey, Emery. That is a fun segment. Let's check Citizen. Oh, look, there's a man with a knife. He's right there. Amber Nelson, foreign correspondent. I mean, Hollywood is one of the most dangerous places I've ever lived. And I've lived in New York. I've lived in Saudi Arabia. I've lived in the backwoods, in the swamps, Hollywood. Hollywood's the most dangerous. And it's people because they move here and they think they have dreams, they have big dreams, and those dreams got crushed pretty quickly. And then they have nothing to lose. And when people have nothing to lose, they're the most terrifying people because they don't care. They'll stab you in the chest. What is anybody going to do about it? It'll get posted on Citizen. Some police sirens will come. They might get thrown in jail. They might not. Fairfax was like that during the first riots. No, it was just white folk in the park with signs. Yeah. Chicago during the Air and Water Show is crazy. If you're not paying attention to the date, you'll be walking downtown and suddenly fighter jets are above you. That sounds kind of spooky. But, it's, I guess, you're just like, what's happening? Like, oh, it's the Air and Water Show. That sounds like a fun show. I saw your QED set in Air Story a few years ago. Do you think your comedy has changed a lot since then? Oh, thanks, Count Backwards. My comedy has changed a lot since COVID. I would say it used to be way more blue, very mean. yell, yeah, you fuck my birthday, like that. And then when COVID hit, I looked around and I said, oh, the world is very crazy and negative and unsure right now. So I don't want to contribute to that. I don't want to be hostile. I would like to step back. I would like to offer the antithesis to that and be like calm, self-empowering, more kind. Maybe these things aren't considered funny, but I'm just sort of experimenting, and it's okay to experiment, you know? More Mr. Raspberry. Mr. Raspberry. Yeah, that was a wrestler with both genitals who liked to put his dick in his own pussy and freak out his opponents and pee in his mouth. Writers in all practices are responding to the extreme moment. That's interesting. Yeah. Oh, my Citizen app says that there's a laundry fire. A laundry fire. Washing machine caught on fire? Let's check Citizen. Oh, look. There's a man with a gun pointed at me right over there. That's what Citizen is. So if you're just tuning in, we're doing a hot buttered rum. I'm finished with this, so I'm going to make myself another one. So we're going to have some hot water. We got some spiced rum. And then we got this, which looks like the juice of a smoker's lungs. But it's a lot of butter. Kerrygold was on sale. That's a good butter. A lot of butter, brown sugar, and I added a little vanilla, some allspice, and some cinnamon. It's really good. Who are some of your favorite new stand-ups working right now? Honestly, Slap and Sniff, I have no idea. I haven't done stand-up in months. I mean, I would do the Zoom shows, and I made some money off of them, which I had to in the very beginning. I wasn't getting unemployment. Kraken Spice Rum. Oh, I love Kraken Rum. But I just can't vibe on the Zoom comedy show. There's no reaction, like I'm used to a stage and the audience is there and it's packed and it's hot and you can feel the tenseness of the moment. And like, if I said something wrong, they could just kill me. There's a cat. If I said something right, it was like elated. And I even used it for my therapy. I've never really been to a therapist, but I would do my comedy and I would say something. And then people wouldn't give a laughter. They wouldn't give a response. And I was like, so I must be wrong in this situation. Let me look at this from like a different perspective. It really helped me grow. And I don't know if I would, if the doors open today, like, would I go back to stand up? I don't know. I really have no idea. I was wasting a lot of money in it. I mean, yes. Would I go back to stand up immediately? I don't know what I would talk about. I don't know what I would. I mean, I used to talk a lot about dates and boys, and like, this guy was a piece of shit, and this guy was a piece of shit. This guy he didn't fuck me, and he didn't make me come, and he's got a big dick. That was like my whole comedy. It was like an hour talking about dicks. I don't want to do that. That's not my vibe anymore. You know what I mean? I don't know. I want to talk about hope and positivity, which is maybe not funny. Maybe that's not funny at all. But again, life is a big experiment. Try it. You never know. You never know what could stick. Okay, so we've got rum, the spice mix, hot water. Yes. Mix it up. This is really good. I mean, I am drinking a cup of butter, but, 'tis the season to get fat. Smoking a hog's leg, and watching Amber talk about cooking. What else can Hey, Felipe, so you're smoking a hog's leg? Ooh, you doing it on like a big smoker? I smoked some salmon for Thanksgiving for my friends. It was really good. Not gonna lie, it was actually really, really good. Be proud of yourself when you do something, This is really fucking good. I mean, it's sweet, but it's not like, I don't like drinks that are like candy sweet, Like I feel like I'm eating a sweet tart or something. That's not an alcoholic beverage. That's not an adult beverage to me. This is really nice. I made a buttermilk pie. Dario, that sounds great. Buttermilk pie. I love buttermilk pie. I haven't had that in years. Did you do a graham cracker crust? Ah, boy. I like pies more than I like cake. I think because pies, they're less sweet. Cake, like the birthday cake, the store-bought cake, they're good. I like a little bitty slice and not much icing. It's too much icing. Scrape some of that off, especially like the roses, too much icing. Ooh, I say more words, Dario. Say more words. I know I was lazy. I'm sure it was great. I'm sure it was wonderful. Your buttermilk pie. But yeah, pies are better, I think. Less sweet, less... I don't really have much of a sweet tooth. Salty. Now I could get down on that hog's leg they're smoking. I'm talking about Mary Jane. Oh, she's smoking weed. I was like, how's he smoking a hog's leg? And he's looking at this. You're smart. Thanks, Felipe. Man, y'all gotta get on this hot butter rum action. It's like spicy and the right amount of sweet. I was looking up some like winter drinks, and there's a lot of like Blue Winter Wonderland. It looks cool, but it's one of those, those drinks that you could have like one and you're copacetic after that. You can't drink the whole punch bowl. It's a lot of that. Blackberry pie with a little rose water in it. Blueberry pie. Rose, oh my God, Dario, that sounds really good. Does she home make the rose water, or does she buy the rose water from somebody who smells bad? It's always people making soaps that don't smell good. You know what I mean? They're the stinkiest people. And like, come try my soap I've made. I'm like, have you used it? Because you should. Yes, I know I'm smoking another cigarette pretty quickly after I had the other one. There's a fucking loud car. I need to tone it down on the smoking because I'm very vain. And I think vanity can be a good thing. I toned down on a lot of drinking. I definitely stopped using any kind of drugs. And it was simply because I was just looking bad, staying up all night. I didn't like it. I didn't like how I was less productive. I didn't like how I looked, how I appeared to the world. So I stopped. I need to do that with smoking. She buys it from Stinky Store. Hey, Emery. Oh, rose waters. I thought that was like something you put on your face. You can eat it? Emery, you don't ruin everything. No, you don't. You try. And trying is just a new way of learning. Yeah? You don't ruin everything. You're good. You're on here, aren't you? You're watching me. You're doing something right. That's Florida water. Did you ever watch Wonder Chosen? Count backwards. I did not see much Wonder Chosen. She said with a cup of butter in her glass. Slap and stiff. So how did you quit smoking 7 years ago? I think we've had this discussion in a past episode. But you just quit cold turkey, hardest thing you've ever done? I bet you still crave it. 19 years? That's like a whole human being. But if you think about I'm sure you feel better. I'm sure, I think it's probably a lot of living in the moment and I feel good and why do I want to ruin it? Oh, so is Wonder Chosen, are they on Netflix or anything? Wonder Chosen? Hulu, Amazon, one of those things? Does anybody even watch basic TV anymore? I was in a hotel room recently and I watched basic TV and it's garbage. All the commercials are giving you a problem and then selling you a problem, selling you a solution. So it's diet pills and pizza ads. That's all it was. And then telling you you're not beautiful enough with how you are. So get this hair removal thing. It it was blatantly propaganda against the human spirit. Here's these diet pills that probably upset your mood and probably fuck up your immune system, but you'll lose 5 pounds, and now here's this pizza. So we want you continuously confused and scared, and I don't know, and you tell me what I need to buy to make myself feel better. That's what they want from you. Because if human beings are happy with who they are, you're not going to buy anything. It was on MTV3. Hopefully this COVID will deal ends soon and we can travel again. Felipe, okay. I'll come down. So Daria, you were, yes, because you are a flight attendant, so, or you work in the airline industry, so you never turn the TV on. That's good. It's good for your brain. Never turn that on. And the thing about online is you can choose what you want to do. Like, I choose when I'm on YouTube. Do I want to look at this? Do I want to look at spooky, scary stories? Do I want to look at baking shows? Do I want to look at wrestling moves? And with TV, it's just kind of like nothing you can do. Next up is this TV show you hate. Hey, Caitlin, how do you stay fit? Working out. I work out a lot. I have a jump rope that's good for cardio. You find workout routines on the internet, and then just follow them to a T, even if you're like, fuck this, I want to give up. But just keep working. There's a lot of people giving advice on YouTube on how to stay fit. I also make most of my food. I don't really order out. I don't really eat out. Yeah. Patreon is cool because, like, I'll be making lunch anyway, and I'll just turn the camera on and be like, might as well film it. My Patreon's really fun. You should all subscribe. I did some candied nuts recently, which is a really good thing. Kissel is a diet pill and pizza commercial. Yes, that's what Ben Kissel is. Chaos. But Ben Kissel is chaotic good, I think. I don't think he has a bone in his body that wants to hurt other people, but he is very chaotic to be around. It's a lot of like, what's over here, what's over here, what's over here. That's why his dogs, he has these 2 dogs, and they're very sweet, but they just run. They run all over. They get on you and over here and over here and one over here and one over here. It's like Ben's personality. It's Ben's spirit animal. You know what I read recently is pets. Pets are an indicator of the person's outward or inward spirit. So if a pet, say if you're like a big dude and you have a big bulldog, that is his outward spirit. But if you're like a big workout dude with like a tiny poodle, that is his shadow self. Does that make sense? And if it's like, if the animal is in direct opposition with how they look, you're never supposed to just go up and pet the animal. The owner actually doesn't like that because they're guarding their shadow self. Ben likes for you to pet his dogs, though. You and Kissel are both single. Would you date him? No, I think that would be very complicated in the community. And also, he seems like he kind of have his life a certain way. I have my life a certain way. I like Kissel. I'm also not like sexually attracted to him. You know what I mean? You gotta be a sexually attracted person. It went out, so I'm relighting it. This is not a third. This is only my second. Oh yeah, people want a dog that looks like their soul. Yeah. Yeah, usually like, I remember I was interviewing for a roommate in Bushwick, sorry, in Greenpoint, and this is when it was like really hot property. Like everybody wanted to get in the room, and we had a party, and just kind of like my roommates and I like would bring people over who wanted the place, and we picked somebody because her dog was chill. I was like, I like her because her dog was really sweet. It loved everybody, very gentle, and I was like, if somebody raises an animal like that, then that's who they are inside. So she gets the place, even though we weren't supposed to have pets. I was like her, and you know what? She was great, great roommate. I wonder what she's doing right now. There's so many people you meet in life, and you just forget about them. But she has her own whole huge life going on. She might be married with kids. She might be single. She might be like a high-powered lawyer right now. I don't know. I don't know. I met her for lived with her for 6 months. She's off living her own life. She probably forgot about me. Tell us a roommate horror story. All right, Daria, I'll tell you a roommate horror story. So I was in college, and I met this girl in my theater company. And I've always been attracted to very chaotic people. I have them in my life because that was my sort of childhood. And lately I'm expelling the demons, but she seemed very, we kind of got along. And then my mother met her and she said, Amber, don't live with her. You're about to sign the lease. Do not live with this girl. She will drive you crazy. She is mentally unstable. And I was like, whatever, mom, you don't get it. And that moms are usually, unless your mom is a crazy drug addict, they're usually right. They're usually right about these things. So we lived together. I don't want to say her name. And her birthday rolls around, or her birthday's come up in a week. And she was like, I'm going to kill myself on my birthday. She's telling everybody, I'm going to kill myself on my birthday. I'm killing myself. And I think I got the part in the play that she wanted, and I got it. And I'm like singing the songs to it. And then she's like singing over me in the house because I'm just like, I'm working. I'm trying to work out the music. And she's really triggered and she's telling me she's going to kill myself on my birthday. When people tell you they're going to kill themselves, they're not actually going to kill themselves. They're doing it for attention. People who really kill themselves are usually very happy or very, they never tell anybody. And then you'll notice the week before they do it, they suddenly got really happy. And that's because they decided they're going to end it. But anyways, off target. So she's like, I'm going to kill myself. And then we all kind of forgot it. And a couple days after her birthday, I'm asleep. I'm in like a hot, dark sleep. It's 3:00 in the morning, and I get this bam, bam, bam on my door, on my bedroom door. Bam, bam, bam. Throw on a t-shirt, open the door. It's the paramedics. And she has taken a sleeve of Benadryl and called 911. She said, I take a sleeve of Benadryl, called. She's like passed out. She's just like on the couch. And they were just like, you got to contact her family and then follow us to the hospital in the ambulance. And I was like, okay. So I have to call her mother and her father, or her father wasn't around, but I call her mother. I think her father came to the emergency room, but I had to call her mom and explain, your daughter just tried to commit suicide on the couch and she's at such and such hospital right now. So we go, we're waiting up, and I'm waiting there for a bit, but her parents are finally like, you should go home. It's late. You're in college. You have work, you have work or school in the morning. I said, okay, thank you. So a couple days later, she comes home and she has this t-shirt she loves, and it's from Lord of the Rings. She loves Lord of the Rings. And she's like, where's my Strider t-shirt? And I was like, oh, they had to cut that off of you when they pumped your stomach. She says nothing, by the way, of the whole ordeal. And she's like, oh, they had to cut that off of you for your, to pump your stomach. And she said, next time I try to kill myself, I'm not going to wear my favorite t-shirt. And then stomps off, slams the door to her room. And then a couple weeks later, a good friend of the theater department, he kills himself. He's a good guy. He's one of those just like, you never knew. He never said anything. And he got really happy the week before, so he killed himself. And then she was like, because I've experienced this, I want to have a group therapy session in the apartment. And she brings all these people over to talk and but really makes it about her. I mean, I've done some shitty things. I am not a queen angel, but what a fucking bitch. Right? Well, Johnny, she has a kid now and likes to drive drunk in her Tesla. She decided years ago she wanted to quit theater and do math. She wants to focus on math. Great, wonderful. You love math, she's very good at it. Went to college for that. Got married, found a very wealthy guy. Good. He seems like a nice guy. She's sublimely attractive. She's very, very attractive. Finds this rich guy and just driving drunk in the Tesla with the kid in the house. No. Yeah, it's crazy. The band Strider. Oh, and from Lord of the Rings. It was a Lord of the Ring t-shirt. Math, M-A-T. Math. Like 1 + 1 is 2. I bet she doesn't wear a mask. No, I don't know. I can't assume, but Well, as Tesla, she's financially well off. Yeah, Chandler, she's well off. I guess it worked out for her. But did it? If you are a prisoner in your own mind? Would you rather be poor and happy or drunk driving in a Tesla to feel some kind of action? Because you're chaotic and never got therapy. People that drive Teslas are the most precariously wealthy people. Yeah, I never saw a Tesla till I went on a date like a year ago, and he took me to a museum. He's a very nice guy. He took me to a museum, and it was in a nice neighborhood, and I was like, "Oh, what's that?" And he's like, "That's a Tesla." I was like, "I've never seen one," and he kind of laughed, which is fine. I remember the first time I saw $100 bill. I was cocktail waitressing in New York City. Someone gave me 100, and we were like a fast-paced place. And I was just like staring at it. And they're like, "What are you doing? Get back." And I was like, "I've just never seen $100 bill before." And all of my coworkers just stared at me. Like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Never seen it." She has made that kid and her husband prisoners of her mind. Yeah, she has. It's interesting that a lot of people that have kids probably shouldn't. And a lot of people who should have kids don't. Um, I kind of don't want kids because I find them to be a lot of work. I mean, your whole life has changed. Also, they're constantly trying to push boundaries and see how far they can go. And it's your job as a parent to say, "No, the boundary's here. I told you the boundary was here, and you pushed it on purpose. So here are the consequences." Because if they don't, they're going to grow up to be fucking assholes. And it's just a lot. I don't want to be this disciplinarian. I'm not like that. But that means maybe I would be a good mom. I don't know. Because now I understand, like, these things, these concepts, but a lot of people, they don't, and they just let their kids run wild. And that's kind of like, because my whole family is teachers, that's kind of a big problem with the school system. It's not really teachers, it's not the school system, it's parents. A lot of parents don't discipline their kids. They people they disrespect their kids, they abuse their kids, um, they just or let them run amok. There's no discipline, there's no structure in the home, and then they come to school and they pick a chair up and throw it across the room, and they don't understand why they have time out or why they have to go to detention. Like, what do you mean I have detention? I just pick a chair up and throw it across the room. Or like why they have to go see a counselor. They don't get it. Or like start fights with other kids because that's just the chaotic world that they're used to. And then the teacher has no time to be like, "Hey guys, 1 + 1 is 2," which is that's their job. A teacher's job is to teach the information. It is not to discipline the kids. Sounds like you have it down. It's like being a president. If you want it, you're probably insane. Absolutely. Politicians are kind of crazy. It's the same reason I want to go around stabbing people. Hey, Emery, that is an old joke. I don't want to ruin my life and somebody else's. That is an old joke I have. Yeah, parenting. I mean, there comes a certain point in every woman's life where she does question if she wants children because, at a certain age, you can't have them anymore. So it's like a now or never. Um, but, I mean, I don't even have a boyfriend right now. I don't even have a boyfriend. What am I doing? What would I even do thinking about kids? And that whole, like, I get it, you want a family, you want to do things, but just like finding guys just to use them and have kids with them is kind of icky to me. Just to me, do whatever you want to do, but I would rather like find someone I could travel with. I like to go places, even if it's COVID. We can go to parks, we can go hiking, go to a fun, weird hotel. That sounds fun. I can communicate with this person, share secrets and ideas, but also not make them the center of my universe because you should have friends and hobbies and careers and you should be doing these things. If you make somebody the center of your universe, it's very suffocating. If you're texting them all day, I recently ghosted somebody um, because maybe like I ghosted him like maybe 6 months ago. It was a while ago, but I was at work and I said, "Oh, I'm going to work," and he said, "Oh, that's cool. What's going on?" And was like kept texting and then kept wondering why I wasn't responding immediately and then was getting kind of hostile when I wasn't texting back. Out. Goodbye, number blocked. If they're so like needing your constant attention and like a puppy or a baby, like I can't do that. I'm my own person. I'm gonna need you to be your own person. It's hard. It's not a great time to be a kid right now. Yeah, I think COVID is hitting hardest with children. Kids, they should run around, play, meet other kids, build up their immunity, see smiles, play in a playground, laugh, cry, whatever, like experience all the emotions. Can't really do that right now. It's all on lockdown. I mean, baby's first word is COVID. How sad is that? That's pure insecurity. Yeah, insecurity. Yeah, when they don't. Well, he told me he just got through a divorce. He was like, I just got a divorce and it really broke me. So I'm looking for a woman to build me up again. I'm like, you got to build yourself up, baby. I'm not. That's all. That's another red flag. Maybe I have too many red flags. One of them is if I text them that I'm at work and they keep texting back and demanding my attention. Red flag. And another one is looking for someone to build you up. You gotta work on yourself first. You gotta go to therapy. You gotta get a hobby. I can't. I'm building myself. I'll be there for you, but I can't be whole. I had a guy. I went out to this chicken wing place, and I was walking home. He follows me in his car. He pulls around, follows me, honking the horn. Hi. And we chat. He's like, I'll give you a ride home. And I'm like, no, I don't know you, sir. He seemed nice, but I did give him my name. He's like, what's your number? And I just gave it to him. I'm like, huh. And then we're kind of texting, and he said, I'm working at Sears. And I was like, how's everything? He's like, it's bad. He said, it's really bad. I'm looking for someone to help make the situation better of COVID or to pull me out of depression in COVID. And I was like, number blocked. I mean, A, you're following me in your car. I shouldn't have given him my number. I ghosted a dude a few weeks ago who kept demanding I come to his job to have sex while I was at my own job, and he got radio silent when not at work, so he was, whoa, yeah, he's married. What's his job? How can you have sex at your job? What kind of job allows you to do that? There's somebody whistling on the street right now, and it is the scariest thing. That's a good partner does. Love themselves first, otherwise they'll pull you down. Absolutely. Buy a lawnmower from him. Hi, Anna. Hi, Mom. Maybe I should be a mom. Need my cup of butter. Oh my God. I mean, this is really good, but it is a cup of butter. You can only have like 2 of these. I think this will be mine. I'll keep adding water to it. This is hot buttered rum. You definitely cannot have like an evening of this. It's good for like 1 or 2 on a cold night. He ran a furniture store. Okay, so JPW, he ran a furniture store and you wanted to go have sex with him in the furniture store? Like around ottomans and shit? And like lazy boys? I mean, I guess you could have had sex in a lazy boy. That might be fun. For sure, he should offer a discount to the next person who bought it. And that brings up another question. Like, if you buy furniture from a furniture store, has the owner jerked off on it? Because I should get a discount. If I'm buying a stool and I know that you sat on it to wag your hog, I want 30% off. Sweat on your toes tomorrow. At least you'd be comfy. Definitely has. Man, yeah, he sounds married. I was definitely hanging out with a dude, and he was like, I'm a very private person. I don't like to say anything about my life. And I'm like, this guy's married. I gotta stop talking to him. I mean, that's another thing. Like, it's good to be private, but, open up a little bit. Like, what are your hobbies? What do you like to do? What's your social security number? If it's a good-looking chair, he did. Yeah, like jizz on a rug. If he jizzed on that rug, I want a discount. Yeah, I guess they broke it in, the mattress. You work at a mattress store. get a little bored, roll around on it, jerk off, sell the mattress. When people work on commission, they are never chill. You know what I mean? Like you go to a mattress store, a lot of mattress salesmen, they work off commission, which is a weird job because don't you buy one mattress? Like the whole goal is to buy a mattress that lasts long. So how many people are walking in your store? You know? It's a weird position. Oh my God, my cholesterol after this is going to be crazy. I'm going to put a little more rum in there. Oh, we got like 10 more minutes? Yeah. Mattress distribution is a huge racket. Chandler, did you ever work at a mattress store or you just know these things? Mattress. Oh, it's hair. That's the thing about having long hair is you just find it everywhere. I find hair in my butthole. I found hair in the shower drain. But I don't want to cut it off. The other day, was watching America's Next Top Model. And I got a little wine tipsy. And I was like, what do I got to do? What do I got to do to audition? And they said, send 3 pictures to this email address. Should I audition for America's Next Top Model? Because I like, the fashion industry. I like modeling. It's a pretty funny show. But like everybody's 20 and horny and dumb on that show. Every single person, which I was too at that age. I don't blame them. They don't want me being in there, being like, all right, we have a bedtime. If I want to look good tomorrow, I gotta sleep and drink some hot tea. Like they're all fucking till 3 o'clock in the morning and like up and drinking. Send a reel to America's Next Top Model for sure. Thanks, Top Backwards. I mean, I for sure can't be drinking butter and get in a bikini. Or maybe I can. Maybe this is the keto diet. It's fun. I found my 3 photos. Can I show you guys my photos? And let me know, because I figure that they want a face and a body. Let's see. You just delete all of that. They want a face. I'm sure they want like a face. They want a body. They want a smiling. They want a non-smiling. So there's this one. Oh, can you see? There's that one. Drink unsalted butter. There's that one. Can you see these things? I don't think you can. But I think these photos look cool. You can't even see. I'll send it. I'll go on that audition. You got one life. My talent can be drinking butter. Hey, everybody, I melted down this butter. I'm about to have a hot butter. Well, I think America's Next Top Model, you don't have to have a talent. That's kind of the whole thing. You just walk around in heels and wear designer clothes and like you do these stupid challenges. I think they did one where they had to walk like down a wall or something. That was one of the challenges. Looks fun to me. I would do it. They're all freaking out. I'm like, fucking rock and roll. If anything, I'd snap my neck on the side of the building. At least I'm not going to die in a hospital saying COVID isn't real. At least I'm not that person. Hey, Emery, thanks. Power move. Thanks, Emery here. So I've been trying to braid it at night when I wet it, but to make it curly, but it just it looks like I don't wash it. It looks like I make soap and sell it on the highway. Soap and wind chimes. That's this kind of hair. I made these wind chimes from trash. So when they ding together in the wind, like you get a sense of how much garbage we are putting into the universe. Also buy my soap. It's eco-friendly, but I did have to burn a coal factory to make it. Thanks, Slide. Oh man, so what we got, like 6 minutes? People who make soap are weird, but I would tell you when I went to Sedona, I got this sugar scrub, and I use it sparingly because I want it to last, because it's so good. But they were kind of mean. Old hippies are mean. And I think it's because they never focused on a career. They just focused on peace and love, which is true. You should focus on that, but also focus on like a savings account, So they never did that. So now they're selling soap on the highway, and they're really mean. I'm asking, like, can I bring this on the airplane, or do I have to check it? Like, is it a liquid or a solid? I think that's a pretty standard question. And she just looked at me like, I don't know. Great business model. I still bought the soap. Old hippies in the rural areas are nice and have a compromise on their ideas. And I hate the soap. Yeah, I guess if it's a rural area, and rural hippies they're different. They're very, like, they grow their own vegetables. They have the, like, solar power stuff to, they're ready. They're ready for the apocalypse. I think it's hippies. It's probably hippies in the city because they just did drugs and peace and love. And then they turn 60 and they're like, oh shit, I've never, like, developed a hobby. Highway hippies, not doing great. No. I don't understand the boutique small batch soap. It's just chemicals. You wouldn't buy boutique gasoline. No. Yeah, it's all chemicals. Fuck. Fight Club soap. I'd buy some Fight Club. I'm sure they have, like, a Fight Club soap. They had to have from that movie. Like, any marketer with a grain of salt, even though that's anti the movie's all about materialism and how it's breaking us down. But I'm sure they sold the posters and the soap, and, we got to. I'll smuggle your hippie soap on the plane for you. Thank you, Dario. You can bring anything. Has somebody ever tried to go through the TSA checkpoint or, like, bring on something crazy? I was moving from Brooklyn to New York, and I was in a panic. I was with my ex, and he's a very, like, I gotta die, the kind of manic. And I don't want to blame him. It's my fault all alone. But I accidentally packed a hammer. I packed a hammer in my bag. And he's in a fight with the TSA, as he always does. And they're really inspecting my bags now because the hammer was at the bottom of the bag. And I got in big trouble. The natural shit clogs my brain. My drain. Somebody was talking to me about, like, this natural stuff that's good for the environment, but the way they were describing it, it sounds sad. Like a bar of soap that you scrub in your hair instead of, like, the plastic bottle, because you want to get rid of the plastic bottles, right? Understandable. So a bar of soap you scrub in your hair. Also, like, underwear. No, wait, not underwear. Toilet paper. It's a toilet paper that you wash and then reuse. I'm drawing the line there. That's like adult diapers. You shit, and then you wipe your ass, and then you go and you put the shitty toilet paper in with your clothes, like in with my waiter's apron and my socks, and now everything's got dookie on it. That sounds worse. Too many stories. Some guy put his dad's ashes on the x-ray belt. He could fly with ashes though, right? I mean, ashes aren't deadly. You can fly with that, right? Or you're just like, sir, why do you have all of these ashes here? My traveling partner made it all the way to Poland with razor blades. Razor blades. Yeah, you just leave some shit in your bag. And you're like, oh, man, fuck. But if you're, like, unproblematic and just kind of nice, they're not going to really check. But, some stuff is going down. Yeah, deconstructed diapers. Yeah, I'm not going to, like, save my toilet paper and then use it, wash it in a machine where it's all got doo-doo water on it. No. And, like, I have rags instead of a lot of paper towels, so I'm, like, wiping down the counters with my doo-doo rags. It sounds worse. There's also, like, toothpaste tablets where it's not, instead of the thing, it's a tablet, but that sounds like more plastic because it's in a thing. I don't know, but then the green community is always changing. Like, remember 10, 20 years ago when they're like paper or plastic, actually, and you're supposed to get plastic because you're saving the trees. But now you're supposed to get paper because the plastic's bad. But hippies in rural communities, they bring their own little rucksack. Hey, Amber, why don't your clothes in your whole house smell like shit? I'm going green. I'm recycling my toilet paper. Also, if you have guests and they use it, and now you're going to take somebody else's shit, like I'm already dealing with my shit everywhere, my doo-doo particles everywhere, but like somebody else's doo-doo particles? And what if I'm making like gumbo or something hearty and we're all taking shits? And now I got your shit and your shit all over my house? No. Take a roll from every hotel and towels. Dirty one back and leave the hotel and take the new ones. That's really smart because I think hotels count the towels, and if you're missing a towel, they will fine you or some bullshit. America's Next Top Model. I should do it. With my cigarettes and my butter. This is too much. Oh, yeah, and your pillowcases? You get some fucking shit in your eye? Oh, sorry, you take the pillowcases. Interesting. Do hotels wash their bullshit? Or is it not washed and just full of like cum and hair? Because I imagine it is. I hear all these stories of people like traveling on the road and they're like, it smells weird. And they look under the bed and there's a dead body. I've heard a few of those. I don't know if that exists. Well, I'd say it's been about an hour. This is fun. I might have one more cigarette here and then boogie. I mean, I hate that I like wasted this. I just can't drink any more butter. I can't drink any more butter, man. I mean, it's delicious. It's a lot of butter. This is like half a block of Kerrygold. Oh, man. All right, so I had two. I have one more boogie. I'll turn it off. And I have 2 cigarettes left. Perfect. What should I have to drink to make next week? Should I make something silly? You know? Boogie. I say boogie all the time. That's from the movie Four Rooms. Deconstructed diapers. Sounds hip. Oh, I like Four Rooms. Is that the one with it's 4 different directors and Tarantino's one of them? And isn't that like the oh, this guy can light his lighter and he's like, oh, I can do it every time. I'm like, can you? Because then we'll cut your pinky finger off or something, right? Jack and Ginger. Quillen, I hate to waste this, but I can't drink anymore. It's too much butter. I mean, this is good for like 1 or 2. I have to do my cooking show tomorrow. I mean, I don't have to. No one's pointing a gun in my head to do this. But it's crazy. It's already Friday. I haven't thought about the show. What I might do. I mean, I'm craving a roasted chicken. I might do that. What am I going to talk about? I don't know. That's the exact move. Hemingway daiquiris. Oh, I haven't had a Hemingway daiquiri in like 10 years. I love them. It's very limey, and it's not too sweet. It's like naturally sweet, I think. And they're like in little tulip glasses, right? I mean, what else is going on? 3 weeks. 3 weeks I can't work at the restaurant. I mean, I have like unemployment, but I don't like giving 100% of myself to the government. I think that when you do that, any minute they can just decide they don't like you, or you get lost in the paperwork, and then you're fucked. They cut you off and you're fucked. That happened to my roommate. He was on unemployment, doing fine. And then they just decided one day, oh, we can't verify your identity. So they cut him off. So now he doesn't have unemployment anymore. And he's like finding these odd jobs, and rent is cheap. But I mean, how cruel is that? They just cut him off. And I think it's because California is bankrupt. If we have all of these, millions of people no more working? And I personally think the reason why California has one of the biggest finances or work ethics, I guess, in the world Is because all these actors come here and they work like 3 or 4 jobs just to keep their head above water. So that's why the economy. That's why the economy is so good here, is everybody's working 3 or 4 jobs, and now they can't. So now the states, it's no longer. I don't know if it's any more of the biggest economies in the world. That's the exact. Make cereal. I haven't worked since before Halloween. I have to make sure I don't run into my landlord when I'm buying beer. Oh my god. Yeah, and like, you should just go buy beer and like be free and live your fucking life. And run into your landlord. It took me months to get employment from Oregon, and I'm convinced they made me wait because they didn't have to cash it. I think so too, Chandler. It took me months. It took me almost 6 months to get it. And I think it's because, um, well, I fucked up and I checked the one wrong box, because there's some box that's like, have you called out because you're too sick or something? And I was like, yeah, it's COVID. Like, check no, or check yes, but you're supposed to check no. So then that sent me back. But I also think that the state, coffee has to be made, buses have to run, people have to make food, like it has to run on some level. So I do think that they doled it out, the unemployment, so you get some and you get some and you get some, and then we'll take yours away. I'm sure mine will get taken away. I hope it doesn't. um it's bankrupt. This whole place is bankrupt. But I try to think on the positive side, and I try to look at new ways of making money, I guess. Got to. I mean, I do love bartending. Is it something I want to do when I'm 95? No. It's a lot of hard physical labor. Yeah, Chandler, it takes months. And it's not fun because when you don't have income, the people who say money doesn't matter are probably kind of wealthy. And when you don't have income coming in or a job, you're freaking out. I can't focus on my workouts. I can't focus on my writing, my creativity, my health, my happiness, because I'm just like, I, I have no job. I have no money coming in. I could be homeless any minute, you know? And that's when I was doing all those Zoom shows for like $20 a show, but it adds up. 20 bucks, that's something. How did you handle positivity under disaster? Oh, Katrina. Yeah, Katrina was a mess. It was a whole mess. That was definitely the government not doing its job. People were trapped, they were hungry, they were hurting, and I remember for weeks, we were just in the woods. We'd see a helicopter come by occasionally and just, hey, and they would just fly over. Lines for water. That's why I don't wait in lines anymore. I don't, if there's like a hot club everybody's going to and you have to wait in line, fuck out of here. Before Kanye went cuckoo, said having money ain't everything, not having it is. Yeah. Living in 95 sounds awful. Oh, so the checks went to your old apartment, Chandler? Did you get the checks? Did you like contact your old apartment and they gave it to you? Um, yeah, money, like to rich people, money isn't real, and it isn't. But if you're poor, money's very real. It also gives you a sense of empowerment when you have it. When you don't have money, when I first got to LA and I was working like 3 jobs and taking the train to the bus, just running across the street from the train to get to the bus, and I hope I get the bus on time because I need to get to work on time because I can't be doxxed on pay because I need this extra like $10 hourly wage. Like, stress, stress, stress. It's piling up. And that's why people flip the fuck out. Like at service industry, or when things, if you go to Popeyes and then they don't cook your chicken right, or you like, I want spice and they give you not spicy. Like, this is the one time you have control over something and they fuck it up. That's why you see people flip the fuck out. It's because they're taking the subway to the bus and I got to get the bus on time and please don't dox me. And I've made it. I'm checking in. I'm clocking in right now. It's too much work. Yeah, I had to get the landlord to get me in the mailbox. The apartment was still empty. Oh my god, it took you months to figure out I went to the wrong place. Oh, but at least you got it. Jeez, and the apartment's still empty, so you could probably live there. Our world has forced us to make money important, unless you're someone who can go to the woods and eat berries in rapids. I mean, I love berries and rabbits. Part of me does idealize the country simple life, but every time I go to my mom's and she lives that way, I flip out 3 days in. 3 days. That 3 days it takes me to be like, where's a movie theater? Where's a bowling alley? Where's a club? Where's a bar? Something. But they don't. They play dominoes. They garden. They figured out they have a nice quiet life in the country, but I can't do that. I had not considered squatting in my old apartment. Yeah, squat. I remember I was living in this one place, and I think it was like $1,200. I was splitting it with an ex. It's $1,200 for studio apartment, very expensive. And I was walking around and I saw this empty apartment that was being vacuumed by this company. It had some like furniture in it, but it looked like very IKEA sort of stock furniture. And I'm like talking to the people vacuuming, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" And they're like, "Yeah, well, they have people coming and living here for like a week or a month, like Airbnb. They were Airbnb it out, which is illegal." So these people walking around. Maybe it's a bad idea to get drunk and smoke cigarettes on the internet. Maybe this is all a bad idea. I don't know. I can't drink any more of this butter. I think I'm gonna have to toss it and then make just a water with rum. I think I'm gonna do that. This is too much. It's too heavy. Or maybe I'll put it in the fridge. It'll for sure congeal. And I'll be like that much fat on top. And I'll be like, I was drinking that? All right, everybody. It's been about an hour 10. I'm gonna go use the little girl's room. I'm gonna put this in the fridge and clean up. Good night. Don't slip out of the sheets from the butter you sweat. This was fun. Never had a hot buttered rum. Yay. All right, good night, everybody. This was fun. I'll see you next week. Friday, 7 o'clock. The only time I was smoking and drinking alone. Used to cook or bake something. Good night. It's true. I could use it to like bake a pie or some bullshit. Hey. All right, everybody. Yeah, I'll make a pie. I don't want to waste it. All right. Bye.